Hello, welcome back. In this episode, I'll be putting on the roll bar and the roll cage, adding some lights to that, making sure the mounts are there, are sound, that it all fits, and then adjusting the boot box to fit around the roll cage. I'll need to see what I can do then, but there's lots of smaller bits and pieces. I was thinking that I might need to put the dash together very soon. I need to cover the dash, put the instruments in, and then mount it for the last time. But we'll just see how far we get. So this is the roll bar. Unlike the roll bar in the Caterham, which is very low, like it barely is barely higher than the backrest of the seat. And in fact, if I'm wearing a helmet, my helmet is above the roll bar. So I can't really track this car. It would be way too dangerous. And that's why I got the sport roll bar on the MK. Now, I'm not gonna track it with this, but as far as protection, rollover protection goes on the street, this is awesome. So it also has a mount low down, rather than at the top of the chassis that some of them have, and it's got very solid mounts here. So this is what I'm got to work with. So let's see about wiring up some lights up here. One of the things about driving these sorts of cars on the freeway is that, especially in the US with large SUVs and trucks, you need to be seen. So I've got the tail lights down low, but I'm going to put a big light up top that is bright, and when I hit the brakes, it will pulse so they know that I'm braking. Hopefully that will keep me safer. So this is the light that I've got for the top of the roll cage and the roll bar. I've got two. I'm going to put plugs between them, so when I change the roll cage, it's just a matter of unplugging it and putting the other one on. I don't have to change the lights over. So this is what it is. It's LED. It's got large heat sinks on it. It's got a roll cage mount. It's got all the fixtures, and it has a number of modes. So you can see here, it's got the running light, it's got a brake light, it's got a strobe light, and it's got a reverse light and a cargo light. So my idea is that running light will be the running light. The fog light will be the brake light. So if I want to have, if it's looking dark, if it's looking foggy, I'll put the fog light on and it will just increase the brightness here. The strobe light is I'm going to hook up to the brakes so that the bright lights will strobe, and the reverse light will just add some light going backwards. Nice about it is also there's a cargo light. So if I got the car in reverse, it will actually put a light down into the boot box so I can see, if it's dark, what I'm doing. So this is the unit. I got it off Amazon. It was about $65. Let's see how it is. It's a little hard to see, but now the light is now mounted on the roll cage. So I've just got the wires just wrapped loosely on the roll cage, but that's what it looks like, and you can see it's nice and high. Seems like I've been working on the boot box forever. But what I've done now is that I've cut it out around the support for the roll cage or roll bar, and I've made some holes where I think the support braces will go down. You can see this is where it mounts into the chassis, and this is where it will come. So a bit of math, we'll see whether I've got it right. It doesn't really matter. Originally I was going to cut out a whole slice there. Now if I can get it with just a small hole, I'll be very pleased. If it is a little bit too large, I can always put some beading around it to tidy it up. So we'll see whether it fits. Okay, sort of fits. Okay, I've adjusted it all, so let's have another go. seems to be slightly better. Put in a bolt there. Let's see how it goes. Bolt it here. Okay, and let's see if the bar fits. That's one. Okay, not too bad. Let me just show you. So here we have the bar. We need to just make this a little bit looser around here, and on the other side it's looking pretty good around the top edge, around the bit and the width there. We need to take a little bit more and then we'll be fine. It's looking good. So now I've got the roll cage, the roll bar on, fitting through the holes in the boot box, and I've cleaned the boot box up, and you can see how it goes. So just having those holes there, it's a bit of fiddling around. It took me probably 4 or 5 goes to actually fit it. They're not perfectly centered, but it's fine. It fits well. I'm happy with that. So let's call that job done then. Here's what the dashboard looks like once it's been covered. Not too bad. There's a couple of little bumps here, which I can't do much about. I've cut out all the holes for the switches. I've basically just modified, cut the vinyl around and tried to wrap it around the hole for the steering wheel. So we'll see if that dries up nicely and gives me a nice surface. Worst case, I can just cut it out and just leave an edge like these for the instruments. So next thing to do is to start putting in the instruments. Okay, I've got the wired dash into the car now, including I've added the battery as well. It still looks a little bit messy, but what I have done, I've wired in the gear position indicator. I've also wired in the washer bottle, which you can see down there next to the inertia switch. And if we come around to the front, you can see how the instruments look. And you can see that the black carbon fiber look vinyl looks great. There's a little, the LED for the security system is flashing, indicating that that's working fine. So we are getting very close to getting this all buttoned up. And next, I think I will start on the panels, getting them aligned and dry fitted properly, all the holes drilled for the rivets in preparation for bonding them onto the frame. I've attached the side panels and the rear panel and bolted them down where I'd like them to sit. So they're fixed. The side panels, I've got it where the scuttle holds it down and the nose cone. I've got a clamp there just to take up any slack. So now I'm going to go underneath the car and make sure that the bottom is okay, and then I can drill holes in for the rivets that need to go there. With all the panels attached, I'm now measured out where I want the rivets to go down the side on the inside that will hold the rear of the side panels in. So I've put 5, I'm going to put 5 rivets in there. They'll be very large head rivets, and I'm putting them 10 centimeters apart. So I'm doing that on both sides. I'll use small holes first, so I can use my clecos to hold it in while I drill hole after hole. We'll see how it goes. There we have a nice row of clecos where the rivets will go. They're all a little bit undersized, but I don't have larger clecos, so that will have to do at the moment. And it's holding the rear panel in really tight. There's no buckling at all. So if I put some urethane underneath that when I bond the panel and put the rivets on top. That will be a nice seal. I'm under the car now, and you can see that I've put pilot holes in every 15 centimeters around the edge of the bottom. Now, there is quite a gap there. Some of these some of these clecos aren't all the way in, but there is a gap. But as a result of pulling that in, the side panels are bowing out. So when I come to bond it, I will need to put some clamps on that hold the sides in so that it is bonded straight. But there we go. That doesn't look too bad. Let's have a look from the outside. There we go. So I think that's enough for this episode. In next episode, we'll do the actual bonding of the side panels, and we're starting the full body assembly then.